All right, let's do a little unbagging today. I was at Wet Paint today in good old St. Paul. Wet Paint is the greatest little art store in the universe. They don't pay me to say that, but I love them so much that I will say that. So they are the greatest little art store in the universe. And when you walk in, it's magic. It's no wonder people travel from around the world to go visit Wet Paint because it is a magical experience. Anyway, I stopped in there today to get a few things, ended up buying more than I should. And so we're going to do a little unbagging here. So I got this little tiny wet paint sampler of watercolors. This is a cold press, little tiny squares. And I just thought it would be fun to fill those up with little paintings. So I got that. Then every so often, Wet Paint comes out with a wet paint watercolor paper sampler. And in this paper, you'll find a great variety of awesome papers in a big size here. These are all cut sheets, and they're just wonderful to try out. They're great to try each of these different papers, see which is your favorite. And then if you really like it, you can order bigger sheets from Wet Paint, or if you want, you can ask them about any of these papers and they'll tell you the properties and everything. They're very, very knowledgeable about papers up there, especially sketching and watercolor papers. So new for this year, or new for this run, they've thrown in an additional dot card from Daniel Smith, which is really cool. And I think for $20 you spend, $20 US for this paper sampler, which is pretty thick. It's got a lot of great papers in it. That's already a good deal, but then you throw in the dot card and then you're into bonus territory. Really, really, really great deal. So if you haven't got one, go on the Wet Paint website, ask them about it, order yours today. It's a great deal. And then I picked up, we'll look at that in a second, picked up a couple of mixed media cards from Wet Paint, and these are always fun to use. I like doing handwritten notes, and I know they're a little bit more expensive, but I don't mind because the paper's good, and when you ink on these with a fountain pen, you don't get any spidering or bad experiences with them. It's just well-made paper. And then I picked up a couple of other items here in this Jack Reichison bag. These are Blackwing pencils, which I think are very good. This is like the softest, darkest colors. So they kind of color code these. And at least they did in this run. And this Blackwing right here is the darkest one they make. Later on, I'll show you something else I got, which will come in handy with these pencils. And then Scott up at Wet Paint, he's one of the owners, was up there today, happened to be working, and I saw him and Darren, the other co-owner there, some of my other friends at Wet Paint, and he just wanted to show me this pen. This is a sailor pen, and he kind of knows I like to do calligraphy and just kind of letter writing, so he showed me this pen, and I just thought it was really cool. We tried some writing with it, and on some paper, and it was great. The cool thing about this is, if you'll notice, it's got this turned nib here, this point on it. It's a little bit turned. Maybe you can see it there better. I don't know if you can or not, but hopefully you can see the curve there. So when you write and you turn it a little bit, you get really cool line variation. This isn't really a flex nib per se, but it allows you to change line variation based on how you hold the angle or twisting of the pen, which I thought was really cool. Now, the refillable mechanism that goes in this pen was out of stock. They're going to send me that, but in the meantime, I got some cartridges to go with it. Now, let's see, what else have we got in here? So that's the empty bag, and now we're to the true unboxing, because this is they sell some cigar boxes out there, and I thought this one was pretty interesting, so I bought it. And inside this cigar box, they packed the rest of my order with the rest of the things I bought there. So first of all, there's the cartridges, 12 cartridges, black for the Sailor fountain pen right there, which is great. And I got these Hordam Naturals, which is the Schminka version, the Earth version. We've looked at some of these before, but this is the red sampler set in the 5 milliliter tubes, red and brown, I think. So I wanted to take a look at these and test them out. So that'll be a video and down the line, but these are really cool. Then I was talking to Scott about cleaning my fountain pens, and he said that he's had good experience using this Doc Martens Bombay pen cleaner, which I hope to have the same experience with. And so I picked up a bottle just to try it. I've been using soap and water, and that's been okay, but I wanted to try something that was more sort of professional there. I love the Dominant Industries ink. I've had really good experience with some other colors. This is called Winter Wood, and I just thought this color was magnificent, so I want to try this color out, and I'll have to do a video of that at some point. While I was standing at the checkout counter, I saw one of these Blackwinged was already sharpened with a long point, and I asked the cashier how she was able to get that long point. She said she used this KUM made in Germany automatic long pencil point sharpener. And so you can get a long point on it, and that's kind of a two-step process, but you manage to get a longer point, which I like for drawing. So that was $10, and I thought that was a fair deal. Pick that up. And then if you've watched the channel recently, you know that I'm enamored with this Iroshizuku ink, which is a really nice wet ink. It's made by Pilot. This happens to be Konpeki, which is this blue color, which I can't wait to show you in another video, and it seems really excellent. So there's all this stuff. So I got the inks, couple of inks here with the Dominant Industry and the Iroshizuku, the Sailor refills, the automatic pencil sharp, the automatic long point pencil sharpener, the Bombay pen cleaner, this 4M sample there, 2 Blackwing pencils, a Sailor ink pen, the sample pack, 2 mixed media cards, and this 10 pack of mini watercolor cards. And a lot of people want to know exactly how much I spent. And I will say this, when I go to wet paint, money isn't not my only object. If I want to buy stuff cheap, I can go elsewhere. If I want to buy stuff that comes with the knowledge that I'm helping support the community and an independent business, small business, and that business is providing benefits and jobs for the people who work there, and that those people that work there are exceptionally knowledgeable about the art materials that I purchase, I'm happy to spend the couple of extra dollars. And as a matter of fact, I am teaching classes through wet paint now, and I was saying all this stuff before that, so I hope you won't accuse me of being a shill or something, because I'm not. I was saying all this stuff about wet paint for years. And now that I'm teaching classes and they're helping to promote those classes, I'm happy and glad to be in partnership with a store and a group of people that are like that. But anyway, I'm off my soapbox. I'm just saying, yes, sure, I could have gone to Temu and saved $25. I could have gone to Amazon and saved $15. You know, I could have gone to Dick Blick and saved $10. But if it costs me $10 or $15 or even $20 to know that the stuff that I'm buying is helping support the community and an independent small business, happy to do it. Absolutely thrilled to do it. So if you're on a fixed income, you didn't have to buy everything there. You could just buy a couple items, but I was happy to spend the money. So thanks for tuning in today to our unbagging unboxing video. And let me know if you have interest in any of this stuff or have experience with it or what you think of it. I'd be glad to hear from you down in the comments below. Hey, have a great day, everybody. This has been Marty for owingsart.com.